วัสดีครับอาจารย์ครับผม
Hello everybody, welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality and meditation. Everyone who is interested is welcome to join. We shall start with our first participant, which is Felicia Chan. Felicia from Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajaan. My practice on equanimity progress is good. Awareness and wisdom also remain strong all day long. I feel very calm and peaceful. I have no question at the moment. Thank you, Ajaan.
Okay, keep it up. Stay calm, peaceful, no dukkha, no stress,
Thank you.
No worry, no anxiety.
Noted.
Okay.
Equanimity is very good practice, Ajaan.
Yeah. Let go of everything. Letting go of everything.
Letting go fight aggregate.
Because they are all natural phenomena which we cannot control.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, dukkha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
No self. Thank you, Ajaan. Yeah. I'm happy. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Only one from Malaysia.
Tan Ajaan, I saw Tan Ajaan walking in under the rain during Pindapata last Sunday. I really respect Tan Ajaan for showing us in person what is anicca and anatta. That really gives me a strong impact and a strong reminder to my practice. However, as a student, I do think of my teachers' well-being. Yeah. Have Tan Ajaan having to walk in the rain. Yeah. So I know every time Ajaan always say the body is the vehicle and one day we will end in the cemetery and everything is anatta. But it's just a feeling of a student to a teacher. I mean, thinking of the well-beings of Tan Ajaan. Yeah. There's no question, just that I'm grateful. Thank you very much to Tan Ajaan.
You should worry more about yourself rather than other people. Yeah. We all have to take care of our own self. No one can look after us. Attahi atano nato. You're your own refuge. So just try to look after yourself, your body and mind as best as you can. Don't worry. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Tan Ajaan.
Sadhu, Anura and Ramya from New Zealand.
Hello, Tan Ajaan. Good evening. So we couldn't join for some time. I haven't been well and been very busy at work, stressful time, and had some work-related issues with managing teams as well. So I always reminded Tan Ajaan's teaching, so that was really helpful to overcome those situations. So I always thought this is okay. If I cannot change something, then okay, this is a rainstorm or this is a rainy day. This person is sunny. This person is rainstorm, thunderstorm. So that helped a lot. Thank you, Tan Ajaan. So
Yeah, everything is anatta.
Yes, yes.
If you can
Yes.
do something about it, do it. If you cannot, then let it be.
Yeah. And also, Tangajan, we are planning to visit Thailand next year. So we already bought the ticket, so we want to come and pay respect to you when we come back.
You plan to stay on a retreat somewhere?
We are coming with to a group from Ajahn Brahm's monastery.
I see.
So we was planning to stay several days in Ajahn Ganha's monastery and trying to visit several Guru Bhajans, including you. Yeah. Just looking forward to finally it's happening. So
it's not really a meditation retreat. It's more like a fact-finding mission.
We want to stay one day. I want to retire and spend some time in Thailand. I think it's idyllic condition for developing.
What you imagine and what you have to get might not be the same thing. So don't be too optimistic.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's true. So today, because kids are gone, so we have a peaceful house. Both of us try to spend most of our time on Dhamma, listen to Dhamma, practicing. No TV. We watch TV only on news, just few minutes a day. So yeah,
that's good. Try to restrain from your sensual pleasures.
Yes. So, and we find that Ajahn, when we do more, that's the more spiritual life. So we see that we lose a lot of our friends as well. So only few would remain with us. So, that's, to me, that's more.
You lose them anyway. Anyway. So, but if you lose them for your own benefit, then I think that's better than losing them and not having any benefit.
Yes.
So it's just normal. We all come here in this world and we meet, and one day we will have to separate. We have to go our own ways. Like a fellow passenger on the airport, we meet people on the airport. When our flight, when it's time for us to take our flight, we just have to board our flight. So there's really no need to be attached to anybody, really.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
But it's good to be nice to each other, to be kind and loving, kind, but not attached. Just look at us. Our relationship are temporarily. We're here, and one day, sooner or later, we will have to separate. But if it's for our spiritual benefit, then I think you should be happy that you lose something, but you also get something in return.
Yeah.
Because if you cling to your friends, then you might have to do activities with them, and then you lose your time for the spiritual activity.
Yes.
So I never regret when I decided to go on my own retreat and not meeting anybody. I found, after 27 years of relationship with people, I didn't get anything. But being alone and practice, I get a lot more out of it.
Yeah, that's true. So we find more happiness, inner happiness, when you do a lot of Dhamma practice rather than when you go out for party or dinner parties.
Worldly happiness temporarily. You have them, you enjoy them, and then they pass, they're gone. But spiritual happiness will remain with yourself for a long time. So try to devote as much time as possible for your spiritual activity rather than for the physical activity with other people.
Very good.
Good. Ramya, you have anything to say?
Thank you very much for your teaching. And recently I started to use Buddha most of the time. I think it is useful.
I can't hear you clearly. Can you speak? Yeah.
I started to use Buddha more often. I find it quite useful to keep the mind at the present moment and with the wholesome thoughts. Yeah.
Yes. Stop your mind from flowing with the thoughts that keeps flowing in your mind. You couldn't stop them, but you can stop them, but you can leave them alone and have something to tie you, not to flow with the thoughts, which is your mantra, your meditation object. So have something to tie your mind with. Have something to tie your mind with, so you don't lose your mind with the stream of thought that keep continuing, flowing all the time.
So, and I also use Buddha whenever I wake up or even walking time.
Yes.
So I find that it's so simple technique, but it's difficult to get used to. The practice.
We're not used to tie our mind with something. We tie our mind with our own thoughts. So we go with the thoughts. Now we have to do it the other way around. Not to go after our own thoughts. We have to rely on something stationary like Buddha. Don't try it. Keep trying. Yeah.
Yes.
It's a long process. It isn't something that you can do it right away and get it right away. But the more you try, the easier it will become.
Thank you for your teaching, Ajaan. So really.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, Indira and Pial from Toronto, Canada.
Hi, Ajaan. So nice to see you.
Good to see you.
Good morning from Canada.
Good evening from Thailand.
Ajaan, I had some questions, but listening to Ramya and Anura and the lady before, I got answers, especially Attahi, Attano, Tato, Kohinato, Parose. That's something I wanted to ask because my 92-year-old mother is living with me. And sometimes I do everything for her, but sometimes, and especially because you said you always have to be a servant and Santa Claus. And I try to practice it as much as I can, but there are times that it gets, it's very tiring because I'm the only child in Toronto, so everything is on me. But listening to the other answers, I got lots of questions, I got lots of answers. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. So, no question tonight?
No question. Yes, I got answers to my questions.
Okay. What about you, Pia?
I'll always have a question. You talk about Buddha. Is it? I guess it's something like either short circuiting the mind of from your thought world, just anchor you down to a word, or is it going a bit further, like Buddhanusati, something you recollection of Buddha's qualities, like you at the Buddha, when you know the qualities by heart. But when you say Buddha, is it the qualities of the Buddha or Buddhanusati, or is it just a technique where you anchor the mind to a sound?
It is like reversing your thought process. Your thought process keep going forward. So you want to reverse your thought process so that you can stop it eventually. It's like on an airplane when you land, they have to use the reverse thrust to slow down the speed of the plane when they touch the ground. It's a braking system to break your sankhara, slow down your sankhara, and eventually stop your sankhara.
Is it like something originated in the Thai tradition? Because I don't see much in the sutra text like a technique of a sound like breaking the. I mean, it works, but I'm not doubting that. But I just want to know where it originated.
Well, it's one of the 10 recollection in the 40 Dhammatalk, the recollection of the Buddha's quality.
Oh, Buddhanusati.
Yeah, Buddhanusati.
Yes, but that's the question I had there.
But we can shorten that just to his name. Just for simplicity's sake.
That's right. I got it. So
a lot of people, uneducated people, they might not understand the Pali, the Itipiso, Bhagava, Arahant, Samma Sambuddho. Maybe it's too difficult for them. So make it simple. Just say the name of the Buddha.
Got it. So, so even Buddhanusati is out of the 6 Anusati Bhavana in the Sutra text says can lead to jhana. So
that's right.
I guess
right.
Yeah. So the mind can get serene, happy, and lead to like
full concentration, stillness, complete stillness, because you stop sankhara temporarily.
So this is a short form of it. Got it.
Yes.
The other question is a bit technical. You know, we talk about Kama Loka, Rupa Loka, Arupa Loka, Kama Bhava, Arupa Bhava, and then Kama Tanna, Bhava Tanna, Vibhava Tanna. Are they correspond? Rupa Jhana, Arupa Jhana. Do they all like in line with the same thing, or is it because it's sometimes confusing those terms?
Well, see, the world that we live in, samsara, is divided into three worlds or 3 sphere of existence. The sensual sphere of existence, the rupa sphere of existence, and arupa sphere of existence. The rupa is those who have attained to the rupa jhana, and then those who attain to arupa jhana will exist on the arupa sphere of existence. Those who still have sensual desire, sensual pleasure, desire, will live in the sensual sphere of existence. These are 3 separate existences, and they're caused by the 3 types of tanha, cravings.
Yes.
Kama tanha, bhava tanha, and vibhava tanha.
Yeah.
Bhava tanha can be translated as the craving for rupa jhana. And vibhava tanha is craving for the arupa jhana. And kama tanha is craving for the sensual objects, sensual pleasure.
How is arupa jhana how is it technically feasible to say arupa jhana is craving for vibhava tanha? So, like, is it like craving for non-existence with like a sphere of nothingness, something like that?
Something like that. Emptiness. Because arupa jhana is really dealing with different types of emptiness.
Emptiness.
Yeah.
Subtle
of consciousness, emptiness of space. Yeah.
But there is the perception still in there, though. There's a bit of subtle craving for that, because you're craving for something like some sort of a peace with emptiness, but there is a perception still there. It's not completely gone, feeling and perception.
Sanya and Vedana is still there, but in a very subtle level. Until you reach the Nirodha level, in which even Sanya and Vedana also stop functioning temporarily. All the 4 namakanda stop.
In this signaling me not to ask too many questions from the side.
I did not know.
It's okay. We can talk. If I can answer, I don't mind. If I cannot answer, I'll just have to say no. I don't know. But you don't have to know all these things, really.
No.
No,
Yeah.
in practice, all you need to know is how to get your putta with you, stay with putta.
That's right.
I always tell him that.
But I think I'm too technical. Maybe it's my downfall, but it's okay.
Yeah, you're intelligent, but it's very intelligent.
Yeah.
Not spiritual intelligent.
Yeah, thinking too much.
Yeah.
It's sankara. Dhamma vitaka. Yeah,
Right.
it kind of disturbs the mind.
Vitaka vichara.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah.
So, Bhante, other thing is like when you talk about asvadaya, again, I'm going back to the same thing. Asvadaya, adinavaya, nissarana. So there is anything you see, there is a pleasure. There's a lure, like you like something, you see something, but you know it's going to change. So the adinavaya is like the drawbacks of that, because if you cling to that, you're going to change, you're going to suffer. So that's how you analyze it. So best thing is to escape from Nissarana, the escape from all three, because you're creating your own suffering because of the craving asvadaya. Because if you keep looking at the adinavaya, just the drawbacks of anything, even the food you eat, like when you know the drawback, you can get tummy ache, you can get sick if you overeat, you can get heart attack and die. So you look at the drawbacks and then just let it go.
That's right. When you see the drawback or see the harm that it can do to you, then you stop relying on them to give you pleasure or happiness. So we rely on things to make us happy, right? We eat so we can be happy. We drink so we can be happy. We watch, we listen to music or whatever to make us happy. But all these things are anicca.
Temporary. Yeah. Just like licking a bone, a dog licking a bone, Buddha said, is nothing at the end. Nothing. It's not just satisfy us.
Yeah, they satisfy you, but they don't give you contentment. They don't fulfill your mind with contentment. They keep your mind more hungry, more wanting more. And one day you will not be able to go after what you want because your body will no longer respond to your craving. Then you will end up living in depression because you cannot go after things that you used to be able to do before your body starts to become incapacitated, not able to go outside the house. You have to end up living in hospices or in
that's true.
Old age people house. Because the body is also anicca, and you need the body to go up.
No, exactly.
Without the body, you cannot go after sensual pleasure.
No,
that's true. But how? Ajaan, when do you like? Sometimes, like with your parents, your children, you have your commitments, and you're obliged to. But when do you like? Sometimes you want to say no because you know that. Like, how do you
time to time, I think you have to withdraw, like a tortoise, withdraw the legs inside, and then it's not necessary to put the legs out, but to walk. But sometimes you need to withdraw inside
because you can't pour out of an empty cup. Your cup has to be full too. So you have to always, meditate and do your own work so that you have the strength to go on, right? So.
Yeah,
that's the question.
No, like when do you, like what I'm saying, the question is...
When you have to draw the line.
Draw the line. It's very difficult sometimes
balance.
In day life, the balance, because the commitments...
The sweet spot, like where it's like in the golf you talk, where you stop, right? Which way you pull or push to the spiritual path as well as the sensual path. Like you get caught.
More than sensual, it's the commitments you have to people you care, like, family members, those other things you can, friends or like society, like as you go along the path of Dhamma, you can curtail those things and you have your time for your own practice. But there are certain things it's very difficult to draw a line, like
So you have to look at the Buddha's example. On the night he decided to leave the palace, when he heard on the news that his wife gave birth to a son, he decided not to go look at the son, because if he sees, then this attachment will be overwhelming. Then he will not be able to do what he had wanted to do, is to leave the palace. So he didn't go to look at the baby, the newborn baby. He has to cut off his
sensual restraint somehow, some way.
His attachment to his family.
Family.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the perfect example. For us, it's kind of, we're already too late now. Like, we have 2 kids, we have their commitments, they have their issues, talk about on the phone every day. So counseling, all those things, it's kind of it's too much even today.
That's a way though, you know how to look at things. Just imagine if you should die today, what you're going to do with them.
Yeah, that's what I told one of my patients. She was very sad yesterday, workload, everything. I said, pretend you're dead. Company will go on. Just pretend you're dead for a week.
What can you do when you die today? If you die today, what can you do with everything?
Yeah, the company will go on. They will manage somehow. So pretend you're dead for 2 weeks. I gave her a letter for 2 weeks to keep offer.
That's what we call death contemplation.
Yeah.
Marananusati.
Interesting. Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you, Bhante. Thank you so much.
So nice to see you.
And please practice the Theruvan Sadhana.
Next, Tipawan from Idaho, USA.
My gratitude to you for all you have done. I have no question as usual, and thank you very much just listening.
Okay, fine. We'll go to Penang. Genso from Penang.
Hi, Ajaan. Good evening. So far, okay, no questions. Yeah.
No question either. Next to Switzerland, to Professor Ken.
Good afternoon, Ajaan.
How are you? Good?
I'm fine, thank you. Yeah. I have a question, Ajaan, regarding the 6 senses. Ajaan talks about 6 senses, but here in the West, at least when we grow up, we're taught that we only have 5 senses. And I think you mean that 6th sense is the mind.
It's the thoughts. The mental. Yeah.
I just wanted to ask Ajaan, maybe explain the 6th sense in that way.
Well, see, they are the things that our mind used to satisfy our mind, our craving. We go after the 5 senses for pleasure, the essential pleasure. We also use the thought for our pleasure. Sometimes we sit and daydream and dream about good things. This is just another way of giving pleasure to the mind. Besides the 5 physical part, there's also the mental part also.
Okay.
So that when you sit down and daydream about how nice things will be, you feel good from that, right? Okay. Imagine you're gonna meet somebody you like and spend time with them and enjoy your time with them. This is also another form of indulgence or craving. But sometimes you cannot control your thought. That's the problem. When your thoughts start to think about bad things, and instead of getting pleasure, you get in dukkha, you get stress from them also. Just like you would get from the other 5 sensual objects. So there's just another part of the way the mind rely to satisfy its cravings.
Okay. Yeah, I think
so I don't know how to explain it, but it's another way of enjoyment for the mind. To think about things that it enjoys.
Okay, that's very clear. For people, and maybe it's just me, but in the West, I think if you say someone has a sixth sense, it means they've got some kind of supernatural power.
It's a different meaning. It's a different.
Yeah, it's completely different. Yeah.
That is also in Buddhism, but you have to get to the level of jhana, the level of upajjhara samadhi, before you will be able to access this special ability to use your sixth sense to be able to read the mind of other people or to connect with spiritual beings, for instance.
Yeah.
The mind has this, not everybody though. Not every meditator who have achieved samadhi will be able to access this. From what I heard, from what the teacher said, there's just a very small group of people, maybe 5% of all meditators will be able to have this spiritual psychic power. Like the Buddha, he had this psychic power, so he used it to connect with the spiritual beings when he taught Dhamma to them at night. He taught Dhamma to his mother who passed away many years before. 7 days after she gave birth to him, she passed away. But somehow after his enlightenment, he had this capability to reconnect with her. And once he got reconnected, he taught her the Dhamma until she became enlightened, became a Sotapanna. This is psychic power, part of the sixth sense. But the sixth sense that we talk about when we talk about the what you call the sense that we use to access our sensual objects. We use the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body, and our thoughts to access our sensual pleasure. When we use our thought, we think of a place we go to, like holiday in Switzerland or holiday in Spain. When you think of that, you get you feel happy from thinking like that. Or thinking about someone you love, but you're not there with that person yet. But just about thinking about that person can make you happy already.
Okay.
So this is another way of satisfying the sensual cravings, the mind. So the mind has six options, 6 things to use to satisfy itself with. The objects you see, the sound you hear, the taste you taste, the smell you smell with, the flavor, and the things you touch with your body, and things you think with your mind.
Okay.
But these things are uncontrollable. Sometimes you run into things you don't want to, but you cannot control. Sometimes you run into sensual objects that can cause you suffering or stress rather than happiness. Or when you think of something that can cause you stress, like worry about getting old, getting sick, and die, for instance.
Okay.
So the Buddha said, don't rely on these things to give you happiness, because they can turn the other way. They can flip the other side. Instead of giving happiness, give you dukkha, because they are anicca and anatta. They keep changing, and sometimes you cannot control these changes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much, Thanajan. That's very helpful. Thank you.
Okay. Kokseng from Singapore.
Yeah. Good evening, Ajaan. Tonight I'd like to ask 3 questions. Please allow me to read from the Mangala Sutra, step verse 8. To be patient and obedient, or being easy to advise, to associate with monks or site or samanas, and to have timely discussions of the Dhamma on due occasions. This is the greatest blessing. So maybe Ajaan, you can helps to relate what the Buddha said 2,600 years ago to our present context.
Well, to be patient is to remain calm and with equanimity and not react to things that might cause you feel uneasy or uncomfortable. So you have to learn to be patient and try to face things calmly and not reacting in a way that can create more problems, like anger or something. When you hear or see something you don't like, sometimes you need to be patient. Just remain calm and don't react with emotions. Because when you react with emotion, things can go bad. It can cause you self-harm and other people harm. So it's better to be patient. Take things as they come. Don't. Okay.
And being easy to advise.
This is like the way to learn things. You learn things because you behave yourself like a student. Be easy to advise. If people tell you something, you should listen to what they say, and not try to not listen or don't want to be told. Because being told is really better than not being told, because sometimes you can do something wrong and you don't know it. And if someone tells you something that is wrong with you, then if you know and then you correct yourself, then you will be a better person. So always to be a learner, be easily taught. Don't be someone who is hard to teach. Because if you behave like someone who is hard to teach, then no one wants to help you, to teach you anything. And to meet monks or meet enlightened beings, because they have more knowledge than we do. When we meet them, we can learn things from them that we don't know. And listening to Dhammatalk also give us the knowledge that we don't have. So these are good practices.
So timely discussion, does it mean that it must be at the appropriate time?
Yeah. When everything is ready, like tonight, we have timely discussion. If you want to discuss it tomorrow or yesterday, that won't be. Because we're not available. I'm not available. So this is what I mean by timely. When everything is in place. Like in ancient time, during the Buddha's time, in order to listen to Dhamma talk or listen to Dhamma discussion, you have to go to the temple, monastery. And you can do this on your day off. On your working days, you won't have time to go to the monastery. So this is what he meant by timely, when the time is right for you, when you have the availability.
Okay. My question number 2 triggers from what Alvin Lee was asking last week about Sotapanna during the dark period. And I'm thinking that as long as we can attain a stream winner of Sotapanna, we do not need to fear of the dark period the dark age because we have the Dharma light within our hearts. So is this thinking of mine, is it correct to think along this line?
Well, once you become a Sotapanna, you have the blueprint for building the whole house, building Nibbana with you. You have the photograph in your mind, and you will never forget it. You see the Four Noble Truths in your mind from your practice. Once you see it from practice, it will be forever embedded in your mind. So you can use the Four Noble Truths to stop your other dukkha problem. Eventually, then you will solve all the dukkha. You will eliminate all the dukkha from your mind by using the Four Noble Truths. Maybe you won't understand, so don't worry about it. Try to get there first.
Okay. Okay, my question 3 is the Mangala Sutra was requested by Deva to the Buddha, but the Deva realm is actually higher being of existence than the human realm. So why do they ask the Buddha who is in the human realm then? Just a technical question.
No, because the Buddha have all the knowledge that nobody else has there.
But the Deva being, they are supposed to be more superior than the human realm. So why
superior only because they have more loving kindness than human beings. They give dana. That's all. But other knowledge they don't have. They only have this knowledge of loving kindness, of helping, giving happiness to other people. They like to do charity, so they're considered higher than people who don't do charity.
Okay. Yeah.
But in terms of Dhamma knowledge, they're still ignorant, just like anybody else.
Yeah.
They only know dana, but they don't know sila or samadhi or panya.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think that's all. Thank you, Prajan.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Next, Alvin from Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajaan. I don't have any question. Just listening. Thanks a lot, Ajaan.
Okay. Next, we have our newcomer here, Stalin Betty. Where are you from, Stalin? Can you unmute your mic? Okay.
I wonder whether you can remember me.
Oh yeah, from California, right?
That's right, that's right.
You hadn't come for over many years because of the COVID, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
I saw you on the video the other day. We have the rerun of our conversation on the mountain. Posted on there. I think last week, or this week, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
I saw a few of them, yes. Our conversations, I saw a few of them. And me and my wife, she had surgery and all that. And one of the reasons that we couldn't come and see you, and also because of the COVID. And Tan Ajaan, as we discussed last time when we met, I'm still stuck at that Pabbasara Chitta level.
Stuck at what?
At that Pabbasara Chitta level, that Avijja Chitta level that we discussed.
Avijja Chitta level.
That level. Still stuck on that level. That Pabbasara Chitta.
Pabbasara Chitta.
Pabbasara Chitta,
luminous,
yes.
Luminous mind. Luminous mind. That's when you have reached the anagami level. Once you have reached the anagami level, your mind will become luminous because you have eliminated your sensual desire completely.
Yeah. So stuck there. That difficulty to go
have
beyond that.
You have to see it as anicca, dukkha, anatta also.
Yes,
if you look at the luminosity of the mind, it isn't constant. It changes. Sometimes it dips.
Yeah.
So if you rely on it for happiness, then you will get dukkha when it starts to become less luminous.
That luminosity is the avijja as such.
Avijja means you don't understand the nature of this luminosity as being anicca, dukkha, anatta.
Yeah. And so I try to concentrate now on the paticca samuppada level, looking at it, thinking in the way that when the mental arising occurs, there is the conditioning of the mind. And conditioning of the mind is that it's subject to anicca, dukkha, and anatta.
Don't be attached to this luminosity because it is.
No, I don't get attached to it, but it's just another anicca, another impermanent thing. That's
right. Let it be. Let it change. If it should change, let it change. Don't try to protect it.
Yeah. Beyond that, there is nothing there. So I just thought I'd talk to you after a long time. I have not seen you. So as you said, I'm trying my hard to proceed.
Mm-hmm.
But whether I can achieve the point that we discussed, I don't know. But I'm proceeding.
Well, you first have to be able to let go of your body first. So try to be able to live with your aging, sickness, and death, and not be suffering from it. Be able to rise above it.
I am not worried about that part of it, about aging and so forth, because I can see that there is the lack of a capital I, because once you experience that at that first arupa jhana level, with that pabbasara chitta, you tend to realize that the capital I is nothing but a total illusion. But the point is, yet you have that conceit holding on to.
Conceit comes from your delusion by trying to separate people into different categories.
Yeah.
By their race or by their body, by their body appearances.
Yeah.
But if you look at the real nature of people, we are all the same. We're just mind, body.
Nothing but suffering.
Yeah.
That's all.
And trying to differentiate them and trying to make them more inferior or superior to you can cause you suffering, unnecessary suffering.
Okay. My wife, Sheila, you can remember her. I think you want to ask a question.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to ask, now a Sotapanna, when they have destroyed the view, since they have destroyed the view, now they have the right view, then they are in the Eightfold Path, right?
Yes, they are in the Eightfold Path. They have samadhi, right view. The right view is that the body is anicca, dukkha, anatta.
Yeah, and
no self in the body. It's just work of nature.
Right.
It's created by the four elements: the water, the earth, the fire, and the wind element.
Right. And they will be continuing in the Eightfold Path, always having the right view, right thought, right speech, and right livelihood, and right concentration, and all that, right?
That's right. It keeps moving upward with a different level of right view. See, but the the right action and the right livelihood are all the same for every level.
Right.
The difference with the difference is in the right view. There are 4 levels of right view. Right, the view that Sotapanna has, a view that a Sakidagami has, a view that Anagami and Arahant have. These are different levels of right view that you have to.
Yeah.
By understanding or eliminating the samyojana, the fetters, the 10 fetters from your mind.
And now when the Buddha talks about the chitta and the mano, since the English language has only one word, mind, is mano a part of chitta, the defiled part of the chitta, conditioned part of the chitta?
Mano is usually referred to as the knower, while chitta is usually referred to the thinker.
Oh, all right.
But they're one thing, but they have 2 functions. They can the chitta usually refers to the nama khanda, vedana, sanya, sankhara, vijnana. And we talk about the chitta. But when we talk about mano, we're talking about the mind, the one that the one that contains the chitta.
Right.
The knower, the one who knows, is the mano.
The mano, the mind, that is why it is impermanent, whereas the chitta is, because the mano is determined, conditioned, therefore it is impermanent, whereas the chitta is not conditioned, therefore it is permanent. The
chitta are conditioned, yes, because the nama khandas are conditions.
Yeah.
They keep changing. But the mano is the unconditioned.
The chitta.
Mano, the knower is unconditioned. It's the knowing element. Mano is a knowing element. But this knowing element also have the chitta contained in
it. I see that since you had always told us to have the word Buddha as the anchor, so I can never get used to saying Buddha, but I always say Namo Tatsa, reminding me of all the qualities of the Buddha. So I keep repeating that each time I need to stay focused in my daily life. So that has helped me a lot.
Yeah, you can use that also. You can vary your mantra.
Right. Yeah.
Doesn't have to be Buddha only. Some people use Buddha, Dhammo, Sangho, the triple gem.
Right. So thank you very much for all your Dhamma. I always listen to your Zoom talks also. And
we hope to see you
next year.
Maybe next year. If everything is okay. Because right now we start to have more COVID.
I know. If we are all living, yes, I will come and see you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, nice to see you after all these years.
Yes.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
How's the other people who came with you?
My son has moved away from California now.
He's in Atlanta.
In Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, and I think he's going to get married to that girl who came with you. Can you remember? Yeah.
But you also have a sister with you, haven't you?
Yes.
And is she still in California also?
Yes. She's with us. She looks after us. She's the one who is looking after us.
She's practicing here in LA County. She's in the LA County. And I think last year we went to your university to have a look at you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fresno?
Yeah.
Fresno State.
Yeah, it's quite changed now.
Quite changed, yeah. It's big.
Yes,
it's still bigger, I think.
Bigger, and they have now a supermarket type of a thing there, where they produce things and they sell it there. So
yeah, okay.
As always.
And the California weather has completely changed.
It's still cold.
It's still cold. Can you imagine in June, California to be cold?
Climate change. That's what
Climate change.
Okay. Okay. Stay alive. Be happy. Keep practicing. Okay. Next, we go to Brazil, to Sao Paulo, to Alfredo. You're cold also, Alfredo. Winter for you, huh?
Very cold. It's a cold temperature about 1 week, more or less. Argentina. The south. Yes, the south of. Yes,
south of Brazil.
Cold. Yes, the cold to Brazil. South of country. Oh, but I have a bad news, Bante.
What bad news?
I am feeling bad sensations, Bante. You say that to Pekka, I have bad sensations. I with bad sensations.
No, your body have bad sensation, but Ubeka has no dukkha. But if you have Ubeka, you have no dukkha.
Yes, the sensations is the body, ne, Bante?
That's right.
It's not the mind, ne,
Not
Bante?
the mind. The mind, if you have Ubeka, then the mind can be calm and not affected by the sensation of the body.
Yes. Yes. Is normal, ne? But the word is the world, the things of the world, ne? The fora subas, ne, Bante? Is normal, ne, Bante? Other people's hurt us, like Ajaan Suchart and other people's hurt us, ne, Bante? Is normal, ne?
It's normal for other people to hurt us.
Yes.
Yeah. Because people like to hurt other people.
Yes.
So just don't worry about them. Try to stay away from them if it's possible.
Yes. Not react.
Not reacting, yeah.
Not reacting.
Yeah.
Yes. But the practice is normal, Bante. The practice is normal.
Okay.
Is the suffering is good to practice or is good to the suffering? The Buddha say that in human person is good to practice, ne, Bante? Because you suffering, you looks like for enlightenment because you suffering is a consequence of practice. Not consequence, is necessity, ne, Bante? Dhamma is necessary.
Before you can overcome suffering, you have to face it first.
Yes.
Once you come to face suffering, then you will know how to deal with it, how to get rid of it. If there's no suffering, then you don't know how to fix it. It's like when your house have to be broken first before you can fix it, right?
Yes. Yes. Earthquakes, wars, and other things, ne, Bante? It's very difficult, ne, Bante? Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Bante, thanks. So sorry for bad news, Bante. Sorry for bad news.
What bad news?
My bad news, Bante. Bad sensations of body.
You're sick? Are you sick or something?
No. I okay.
So what is the bad sensation about?
Other people hurt me.
Oh, other people hurt you.
Like Ajaan Suchart. Woman people hurt me.
Because you want them to treat you nice. So that when they don't treat you nice, then you become hurt.
Yes.
So you should not expect anything from people. Expect the worst, and you won't be disappointed.
Yes.
Don't expect the best, because when you don't get the best, then you feel sad.
Yes.
Okay.
When we lost a friend, Bante, he's bad, ne, Bante? He's like a friend, ne? Dhamma friend or not Dhamma friend, but he's a friend, ne, Bante? When you lost, it's difficult, ne, Bante? He's suffering, ne? It's a bad sensation.
Because you forget anicca, dukkha, anatta.
Oh, yes.
If you don't forget, then you don't feel bad. You say, this is the way it is.
Yes.
People come and go. We all come and go. We will lose everything. Everybody will lose everything they have. So there's no need to be sad. The reason why you are sad because you forget, then you will have to lose everything.
Yes.
So when you lose something, you feel sad. So I have to think of anicca a lot. Anicca means losing everything.
Yes. Anatta.
Anatta, you cannot stop this losing process. You have to keep losing.
Yes.
You come empty and you will leave the world empty. You come into this world empty. You didn't take anything with you. You didn't take your body with you, your old body with you. So when you go, you don't take your new body with you. You leave the body in this world.
Yes. Samasati.
Samasati.
Yes.
Okay. Good luck to you.
Yes. Thanks, Bante.
Okay. No more hurt feeling, right? You feel happy now?
Oh, Bante. I'm crying.
You have no equanimity, no beka.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I'm smile.
Yeah.
The happiness is the cause of samadhi, ne, Bante?
That's right.
Yes.
But it's more meditation, and then you will have happiness.
Yes.
Okay. Next, Belinda from Singapore.
Tanja, no questions for now. Thank you.
Okay, maybe later. Gary from Singapore also. Gary.
Good evening, Ajaan. Just happy to be listening in. No questions right now.
Okay, Diana from Wales.
Greetings, Ajaan. I wanted to ask you about anatta, non-self. We have talked about it a bit this afternoon.
Okay, what do you want to know about anatta?
Well, I do understand it to a certain extent. So
Is your house anatta or atta? Is there a self in the house or not? In your house?
No.
Is there a self in your car?
No.
Okay. Is there a self in the tree?
No.
Okay. So how come there's a self in the body? They are the same thing. They are made from the four elements. They are all elements. They are just four elements. Our delusion just claims this body to be a self. Because the mind thinks that it is a self. Since it has no body, so when it gets a body, then it thinks this body is me, this body is mine. This body is I am. It's just a thought. It's like in ancient time when people think the world is flat. It's a thought, right? It's not true. It's not true. Ancient time people think the world is flat, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And so is ego all delusion?
That's right. Just imagination created by the mind, concept created by the mind. That's all. By sankhara. You think you are, therefore you are. Right?
So if we're upset about things, it's really just delusions, isn't it? Because it's just our ego.
That's why our delusion causes our attachment, our cravings. And when we cannot get what we want, or when we lose something we attach to, we get dukkha, we got stress. But if you think the other way around, that nothing belongs to me, there's no me in anything, then you won't feel sad when you lose them. So try to look things in terms of not no self. Just think of it as thinking. When you think, it's just thinking. Nobody think. It's just thinking process. It's a natural process, mental process. Thinking, remembering, perceiving, feeling, knowing. These are all natural process. Nobody behind this. No I, no ego behind this thing. But we've been used to thinking in terms of me, I think, I feel, I know. But there's really no I. It's just a concept that we become so involved until it becomes real to us. So you have to practice meditation. When you stop thinking, and when you stop thinking, then everything disappears. The self disappears. Then you realize, this self comes from the thinking, from the memory. That's all. When you stop the thinking and the memory, then this self disappears. All you have then is just a knowing. Then you can change your view on things. And there's actually no self in anything. There's no self in your house, no self in the tree, no self in the car, no self in anything. So how can there be a self in the body? Because the mind just happened to possess this body. So it claims this body to be me, I. Just like ancient people do, they claim the world is flat, the earth is flat. When actually the earth is round, right?
Yes, it's really helpful, isn't it? My son said something really interesting the other day, because he does these mixed martial arts competitions, and he said he was not going to do it anymore because if he wins, he's on top of the world, and if he loses, he's absolutely wrecked.
Yeah, right.
So he says he doesn't think he's ready to do it anymore. He's going to not do it. And I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. What should I say to him?
Well, in life there's winning and losing. And try to learn to lose, because we want to have to lose everything one day.
Yes.
And playing sport is part of the learning process. We're supposed to learn to lose happily, not lose sadly. But our ego, our mind, our defilement doesn't want us to lose. So we feel sad. So we want to practice losing, to teach the mind to adapt to losing, because this is part of life.
Yeah, and we lose everything. We have to let go.
We lose everything.
Yeah. Thank you.
I think that's the original idea of playing sport, is to learn to accept losing when you lose. It's just a sport, But nowadays it's become so much of a, I don't know, financial thing that you cannot lose anymore. You have to win. And when you lose, you feel terrible.
Yeah, and it takes all the fun out of it.
That's
all.
Right. It becomes so much vicious now instead of being friendly. Yeah. People become vicious.
Yeah.
They fight. Sometimes they fight in the field, right? They get angry. They forget it's just a sport. It's just really a way of learning how to be gracious under pressure, being gracious when you lose. It's a learning process. It's a way to learn to be gracious when you lose. And people don't forget this original idea. You're supposed to congratulate the people who win, right? But sometimes you do it grudgingly. You have to.
Yes. Yeah. So it's hard to let go completely of the self sometimes.
Oh, you have to practice meditation to be able to let go temporarily. When you meditate, when you stop thinking, then the self, everything disappears temporarily. Then when you come out of meditation, you have to use your mind, your thought to reprogram your mind to say, there's no self. I am not, my body is not a self. It's not me. Just keep having to reminding yourself this when you come out of meditation. I'm just a knower on the mind that possess this body temporarily. One day I will have to lose this body. This is what you call body contemplation or wisdom. To remind you that you are the mind and the body is not you. The body is just your servant, your possession, just like your house, your car. Your body is just another piece of possession that you will have to lose it one day. You're just a noble thinker.
That's a good image. It makes sense.
Yeah. If you can remind yourself this, then when something happens to your body and say, so what? It's not me. But you forget. When something happened to your body, you feel suddenly bad because you thought that it was you, that something is happening to you. And actually, it's just something happening to your servant. Your body is like your servant. You're the master. You tell the body what to do. But you're not the body. But you cannot separate the two. So you merge them together into one. The master and the servant becomes one. So whatever happens to the servant is happening to the master also. You have to separate yourself from the body. You're the master. You're the one who tells the body what to do. Before you can get up, you have to tell your body first, get up. I want to get up. I want to go walk. I want to stand. I want to sit. I want to eat. This is the mind telling the body what to do. So the body has to do what the mind tells it to do. Unless the body gets sick, then the mind cannot tell the body what to do.
Yes.
Try to think in this term. Try to think in this term. You and the body are like conjoining twin. You have to be together, but you're not. But you're not one and the same thing. You're two different persons. Happen to be conjoined. Joined.
Lots to think about. Thank you.
Okay, good. Something to think and also practice. Try to practice that also. Try to treat your body as your servant. You're the master. You're the invisible part of the body of the equation. The body is the visible part, and the mind is the invisible part. You cannot see the mind, but you know there's the mind because the thinking and telling what the body what to do is the mind, not the body. The body cannot tell itself what to do. It doesn't have this thinking capability. It's only the mind that has this thinking capability and knowing capability. Just try to see when your body gets hurt, tell yourself, it's not me. Why should I get angry? Why should I be sad? Why should I feel hurt? When I'm just a knower, I'm just a thinker. I'm invisible. Nothing can hurt me, really. It can only hurt the body, but cannot hurt the mind.
Even the feelings, then they're not real either. In that way, are they?
The feeling hurt of the mind is created by the mind itself. But the painful feeling of the body, that's part of the body, not part of the mind. which the mind has to learn to accept.
Mm.
The mind causing itself bad feeling because it doesn't want the body to have bad feeling, painful feeling.
Mm. Mm.
It's quite difficult though. I think you should start with Buddha first. Try to calm your mind and meditate.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I find I have like a grasp of it, and then it sort of disappears again.
Yeah,
It sort of comes and goes, and then I'm
right.
like, yeah, and then it goes again.
It's still a concept to you, not real to you.
Maybe, yeah.
Until you meditate and when your mind becomes calm and still, then you can see the separation of the mind and the body.
Yes, I think you're right. I think I have to focus to understand it, and then
First you have to make yourself disappear, that the I disappear by entering into samadhi, into meditation. When your mind stops thinking, and you'll see that there's no I anymore. Where is I? Where is me? All that is left is just a knowing.
Mm. Mm. It is all about practice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do more.
You have to practice in order to get to the real thing.
Mm.
Right now we're just thinking, imagining about the real thing.
Mm.
Okay.
Thank you.
Try to do more mindfulness and meditation.
Mm. I will.
By thinking about it won't get you there.
Mm.
But here I'm just trying to give you a picture, that's all. But what you really need to do is to have mindfulness and meditation.
Mm.
Okay. Next, we'll go to Malaysia with Philip.
Good evening, Ajaan. I have two questions tonight. Just like clarification, perhaps the wording where they use. In the text, when they mentioned that the Buddha had 3 watches in the night during his night of enlightenment, where he has the previous knowledge of his past life, understanding of life, the life, death, and birth, and also what they call and how to overcome the suffering. The word "watch," where they use in this sense, in the English sense, what does it mean? Does it mean an insight that has arisen, or is there any particular?
No, the night is divided into 3 parts.
Okay.
Each part contains 4 hours. The first watch is from 6 to 10. The second watch is from 10 to 2 o'clock in the morning. And the third watch is from 2 to 6. That's what it means.
Okay. So it's actually the measurement of time where
That's right.
Okay, understand.
6 to 10 is the first watch. 10 to 2 is second watch. 2 to 6 is the third watch.
Okay. Okay, understand now. Okay. The next question is perhaps during the this is a bit confusing, because at some of the Buddhist texts they said that Mara and the daughters came and visited the Buddha during the night of enlightenment. Some of the texts said that they didn't visit the Buddha during the night of enlightenment, but after 4 weeks of enlightenment. But basically, when they mentioned that when the daughters came, it was actually curse, aversion, and I think lust. Were they just describing this in a very common manner to the lay people at the time on the Buddha actually abandoning the 10 factors?
The mother is avijja, or ignorant, and the daughters are the 3 cravings: sensual pleasure, kama tanha, bhava tanha, vibhava tanha, led by avijja. That's all what it means. Okay. But sometimes we have to personify them so people can understand. people don't understand the concept of avijja or craving.
Right.
I just mentioned that.
Right. So it's just the abandonment of all these things during towards enlightenment.
Right. Before enlightenment, he has to be able to eliminate or destroy this Mara and daughters.
Okay, makes sense. Okay, because when you read it and then literally, I mean, it sounds like almost like watching a cartoon. I mean, I say no, I don't think this really happened.
They translate the word Mara as the personification of evil or defilement.
Okay, understand.
Okay, there's no real body, real people. These are personification.
Okay. And after the what you call the fourth week of enlightenment, I mean, some commentaries also mentioned that Mara came to the Buddha and said, please don't teach, the people, because why, just go and gain your own enlightenment. These are also
these are thoughts in his mind, so that sometimes can still he have different mixed feelings about teaching. Should I teach or should I not teach? Because he didn't have much time to reflect on this idea yet. So his thought can be conflicting. One side want to teach, and the other side doesn't want to teach.
Okay.
But so after he have time to reflect and look at the market, the student that he's gonna teach, and he discovered that there are 4 types of students existing in this world. The 4 lotuses, the 4 types of lotuses, the 4 stages of lotuses. At first, he categorized them as people not worthy of teaching, because they see those people. Most people are just wants to enjoy life, enjoy sensual pleasure, and to teach people these people are difficult to teach them. But then after he gave some time to reflect or study about people, and he see that there are a smaller number of people that can be taught. Those who have already become ordained, those who have sila, those who have samadhi. So then he divided the student that he's going to teach into four categories. The first one is the one that the lotus that is rising above the water already, or it takes just the sunlight to make it blossom. And the second category of lotus is the lotus just about to rise above the water. And it needs a couple more days to grow before it can rise above the water. And the third one is the one that's still in the middle of the water. And the last one is still on the ground. And the last one has not a good chance of ever being developed, because it will be eaten up by crabs and fishes. So only a few can escape from the fourth to become the third, the second, and the first type of lotuses. So in terms of their ability to understand and become enlightened, see, like the lotus that is above the water already. As soon as the sun rises and the ray of the sun touches the lotus, it can blossom. But the ones that still beneath the water cannot blossom. It takes them some time to grow up, to rise above the water first, before they can be blossom when the sun comes up in the morning. So these are people, the first type of people who already have ordained, have kept the sila, and have practiced samadhi. They're already ready for the wisdom of the Buddha, which is like the sunlight. So when the Buddha teaches the Four Noble Truths, they can understand and practice right away and become enlightened right away. So the Buddha went to these people first, this group of people first. In his early stage of teaching, he taught only those who were ordained already, those who were already practicing samadhi and sila, but they don't have wisdom. They don't have the understanding of the Four Noble Truths. So when they taught these people, they can become enlightened right away as soon as he finishes teaching. Like the first person, Ajaan Suchart, he became a Sotapanna after the Buddha taught the Four Noble Truths to him.
Okay.
But people like us, we are like the third level of lotus. We don't have samadhi, we don't have the perfect sila yet. So it's very hard for us to apply the Four Noble Truths and become enlightened. So we have to develop into the second and the first type of lotus before we can really appreciate and apply the teaching of the Buddha to become enlightened. So anyway, this is maybe outside of your question, but since you mentioned it, so.
Yeah, but it's also, I mean, it's also the first, second part of the lotus, it also relates to the dark period where I think there was this question, how would there be people in the dark period? Yeah, now I think I get it. I mean, they will still be there.
Yes, most of the people, the majority of people are those, they don't believe in religious teaching. They don't believe that they can approve with scientific methods. So these are considered impossible to teach in terms of religion, in terms of the Buddha's teaching. You have to be spiritual. You have to believe in the spirit before you can take advantage of the teaching of the Buddha or get benefit from the teaching of the Buddha. But if you're not spiritual, you think only in terms of physical, then you will dismiss all spiritual teaching as delusional or whatever. So this is the first type of people that the Buddha found difficult to teach to. They don't believe in charity, they don't believe in sila, morality, they don't believe in meditation. So how could you teach them these things? They believe in what they can make with what they can. They believe in money, they believe in wealth, they believe in power, because this can give them pleasure and happiness right away. So it's hard to teach people like this. Go to Wall Street and teach people to meditate and do charity. Or keep the precept. It's not for them there, right?
Yeah, so true.
So you have to go to temples or churches to teach people these things because people are more inclined. Even if they're different religion, they still believe in charity, they still believe in morality. Most religion teaches charity and morality, the same, like Buddhism. The difference is maybe on the meditation level. So eventually the Buddha decided to teach because he said there are people who could benefit from his teaching. So he looked for those who can become enlightened easily and quickly first. And then after he finished with the first group, then he comes to the second group. Those people who have charity and morality but still learning how to meditate. So he teaches them the four Satipatthana Sutta, how to meditate, how to develop mindfulness, how to develop jhana. When he finished with this group, then he go to the third group. The third group can only do dana and maybe keep just the 5 precepts. So he'll teach them how to practice the 8 precepts and learn how to meditate. Okay, but he won't go to Wall Street and teach people who wants to go after money and power.
Correct.
Okay,
thank you, Ajaan. Understand now.
All right.
Thank you very much. Sadhu.
Next, we'll go to Vancouver, 3 in check. Yeah. How are you? Good?
Good.
What is your observation tonight?
Wall Street.
You seem to be observing every night.
I actually really like the discussion with Professor Kenneth about the 6 senses, because I always hear about you talk about the 5 senses.
Yeah.
I hardly hear about the mind as the number 6 one, and it's a little bit hard to understand about the mind as a sense.
Yeah, so that's why it's kept out of the discussion. Usually we talk about the 5 first because it's easier to understand. Because you can see the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body.
Yeah.
But you cannot with the 6th one. Yeah. That's more subtle, more delicate to understand.
Yeah. So the mind is actually also a sense organ, Ajahn. It's actually also
the thought part of the thinking part of the mind. The mind thing. It's actually the one that lead the mind to go after the other sensual objects. First, you have to think of hamburgers before you can go eat hamburgers, right? Of thinking of watching YouTube or listening to music. First, you have to think first.
Oh.
So it's not very obvious. You don't see this.
Oh.
But before you can go and have a drink, you have to think first. I want a drink today. Right? I want to have something to drink.
Yeah.
That's already the 6th sensual organ doing the work. Start doing the work, initiating the work of the other 5.
Wow.
I want to watch YouTube. I want to listen to music. I want to have a nice piece of chocolate or something. First, your mind has to think first before you can tell the body what to do. So you don't really need to mention this 6th one because it's involved with all the other 5.
Oh. For me, my understanding was the indulging in fantasy or indulging in daydreaming.
That's also part of it.
Okay.
But not only that, indulging in drinking and smoking and watching movies and anything that you do with your body is also initiated by the mind, the sankhara. Before you can do anything, you first have to think first, right? Okay.
So when you ask us to stop thinking, it's like
you want to stop the initiator. When you meditate, when your mind becomes calm, peaceful, when you don't think about the 5 sensual objects, then your mind doesn't have any craving. When you don't have any craving, you feel content, you feel full. But when you think of the sensual objects, you start to become hungry. So you want to control your thought, to stop your thought from thinking about the sensual objects by using mindfulness and meditation. We get into jhana. Once you get into jhana, you have equanimity, which is the lack of cravings. No cravings when you have equanimity. Then you can stop your cravings for the sensual objects. Once you have jhana and equanimity. Temporarily, when you're in jhana, when you come out of jhana, your cravings start to work again. then you have to use wisdom to teach the mind that the objects of your cravings are all anicca, dukkha, anatta. They will lead you to dukkha sooner or later. When you crave for something, and if you don't get what you want, then you have dukkha. Or if you get what you want more. And if you cannot get what you want more, then you also have dukkha. Sooner or later you have dukkha, because you will not be able to have it all the time that you crave for. So when you see with wisdom that going after this sensual objects will eventually cause you dukkha, then you say it's better to not go after them. You see wisdom, you see the dukkha in all things. To have anything is to have stress, because once you have it, you will worry about what you have, right? But if you don't have anything, then there's nothing for you to worry about. Simple. Everything will cause you worry. Whatever you have, it will cause you worry or anxiety or stress. So it's better not to have anything, to exist without having to have anything to make you happy. Just have mindfulness to stop your craving. That's all you want. Mindfulness and wisdom to stop your craving. Once there are no craving, then your mind will become automatically happy. You will have contentment. Okay.
So true.
Anything from you, Sri?
I have this questions like the mind use like Sankara and Sanya to create like daydreams. Is that
first daydreaming? And if you can go after your daydreaming, you go after them. Right? You imagine a vacation in the Bahamas, and once you imagine about that, then if you have the money, then you start to plan for the trip, right? First you daydream about it, and then when you look at your financial status and you say, "Yeah, I have some money, I have some time," then what do you do next? You go after the actual thing that you dream about. First, you have to dream about it first.
Yeah.
People dream of going on a cruise, on a vacation. And right now, they have the 3-day holiday in the States, Memorial Holiday. So they have to plan for this trip first, right? They have to imagine, they have to fantasize about this trip first. And then they make planning. And then they take the trip itself. And then then they come back home and everything else is gone. So they have to fantasize more trips, more vacation, more things to do.
Yeah.
But this is endless. It will only stop when you don't have the money to go after your fantasy. When you have depression instead, when you don't have money to go after your cravings. Or when you get old, or when you get sick, when you cannot do this thing anymore. You can only fantasize, but that's not good enough for you. Okay?
Yeah.
So better to stop fantasizing, stop imagining, stop daydreaming, and meditate using mindfulness, using Bhutto. Then it will keep your mind empty, peaceful, and content. Then you won't have to go anywhere. Like me, I don't go anywhere. I don't like to go anywhere. Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Go to Somchai from Pennsylvania. Somchai. Working.
Yes. Prabhupada. Today seems to be you fully
beautiful mood today. Just a smile, speaking, smile. Oh, I understand you more. I don't know about that, but anyway, last night I pinched my nerve for doing some overkill or some. Then I can't sleep. Then after that I said, the body, like you used to taught Lala, said your body is not you. You cannot tell them what to do. So I said, about 1 o'clock, I walk around at home. I said, but let me sit meditate. I sit meditate about an hour. Everything's okay. I said, that's amazing. So only you, I don't know, when I sleep and something happened, I always think about you. Look like my dad or something. So anyway, that's about I meditate, Putto, Putto, and I think about don't let your mind go somewhere because he watching you up there. So he want you behind you. So I just do that. After that, I feel now I feel a lot better. So I go sleep. So that's what my experience. And while I'm close my eye, then I thought about you said about. Oh, you not own nothing. You don't even know who you have something out there, like a house, like a thing, like you have. Until you wake up the physically, that's the real world. So that's what my thought. So I just 5 precepts and 8 up to almost up to 8. Sometimes a little bit. Quite make mistake about that, but I'm gonna try to do the best. So thank you. I don't take much time.
Good to hear that. Try to practice more and more.
Okay, thank you. And thank you, Sui, and Czech too, over Canada there, to get the book. That's what some break time I'm looking at all the time. So, and when you want to come to Niagara Falls, let me know. I'm close to it. I take you. So thank you. Okay.
Now you have a guide to Niagara Falls. Anybody wants to go to Niagara Falls can contact Somchai from Erie, Pennsylvania. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Go to Sulan from Singapore.
Hello, Ajahn. Nice to see you again. How are you?
Better. I'm well now. No more traces of sickness left in me for now.
Okay. So happy to hear that. Yeah. And you indeed look much better today. Yeah. I think 2 weeks ago, I think you mentioned that the present moment is empty. So that sentence has been on the back of my mind. Yeah. Then I think the past few weeks, I think I've also been quite distracted. And then it's also like what you mentioned last week. You said that our aspirations or more like our ambitions keep driving us here and there. And then it can cause us to have to go because we want to do this and that. So we should cut back on our ambitions or our desires. So I think the past few weeks I got a lot of desires, like I want to do this, I want to get that, etc. Which I try to resist, and then and indeed it brings a lot of dukkha. So I'm glad to listen to Ajahn, and then to bear in mind your words. Yeah.
The less cravings or desire you have, then the mind will become less stressful. Your ambition, your cravings, your desire is the cause of your stress. So we try to reduce it. Reduce your desire and your craving, and you'll find your mind to be a lot more less stressful.
Yeah, I find that my desires would actually increase. Like I want to get this, do that. Whenever I feeling more stressed, I think that's when I'm less mindful. Then it becomes more, dukkha.
Yeah, and also think that whatever you have, you get, you acquire, you will lose everything one day anyway. So why go after them?
Yeah, I agree. And also, the more that we get, the more things you have to take care. And it bothers me also.
Yeah, better live without anything to worry about.
Yes.
And learn to be happy from meditation. If you want to be happy, just meditate. You don't need anything to make you happy. If you can meditate, you can be happy without having to have anything. No money, you don't need money to make you happy if you can meditate.
Yeah, I think
this is the best way of being happy, is to meditate.
Yes.
Cheapest way also.
Yes, everything is getting more and more expensive. But the most easiest way to become happy is just like not to own anything so much.
Not to own, not to have anything. And just have happiness from meditation.
Yes.
You have to have mindfulness though. So you have to keep practicing mindfulness as much as possible.
Yeah.
Then when you meditate, you find it easy to become calm and peaceful.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. I have to move on now.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Evie from Indonesia.
Yeah, Ajahn. Can Ajahn hear me?
Yes.
Namo Buddhaya, Ajahn. I just come back from the retreat. Ajahn King retreat.
So I'm
very tired.
Is he in Medan right now?
No, he retreat is in Pekanbaru, so I go to Pekanbaru.
I see. In Indonesia.
So I'm very tired now. I just come back to Medan, and Ajahn King continue to Jakarta.
I see.
He is very tired too lah.
Did you find peaceful? You find peaceful the retreat?
I feel the atmosphere is very different. So much time to sitting because I feel my meditation is decreased before. So I have to try to overcome this if I let it decrease. So I join the retreat lah. Because I feel why my resistance is decreasing, I don't understand. I still have the effort, have the enthusiasm, but why my capability can decrease like this? I don't know.
Because your practice is not consistent. You have to make it consistent to maintain your ambition, to maintain your practice. You have to be consistent in your practice, not just on and off. You have to do it steadily, continuously.
I think maybe my hour is not enough. I do a meditation every day, every morning, 1 hour, 2 hours, maybe not enough. So can be like.
It depends on how you meditate. If you meditate without mindfulness, then it's not like meditating. So you have to have mindfulness.
Sometimes
you have to focus your mind on something, on mantra, or on the breath.
If we're tired, we cannot focus there. I think like this.
It's better to go to sleep if you're tired.
But I push myself to do, and
the result is nothing. You're deceiving yourself, and you're thinking that you're meditating when you're actually not meditating.
Yeah, just waste my time, waste my energy.
Find the time that when you're not tired and then you feel better.
Yeah, but I still doing everything, still doing because I try.
Okay, you have any question tonight?
No question. My duty is try better.
Yeah, try and try. Yeah. Keep trying.
Keep trying. Keep trying until one day I have the good result.
One day you'll succeed sooner or later if you keep trying. Don't give up.
Don't give up. Okay, Ajahn.
All right.
Thank you, Ajahn.
We'll go to Mandy Smith from near Niagara Falls.
Thank you, Ajahn. Yeah, I'm so glad to hear that your voice has improved and we can continue. I have been watching. I just have had some really stressful weeks. Upeka, but it's been difficult. I'm increasing my meditation timing now, and it's unbelievable. Well, it's believable because it's happening to me, but it's unbelievable the change in difference in sleep when I can do it before bed. When I can do it before bed, my sleep is just so, my dreams are just so much easier. And I know you say that you can't know you're dreaming, but I feel like there's some type of little separation that starts to happen or something. I don't know if you can explain that or if I'm clear enough.
I think your mind is being calmer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Less restlessness, less agitation.
Yeah. And like little beautiful things will pop up in the dream, like a certain flower, because I really like wildlife, or a bluebird, or like something that just reminds me to like, I don't know, it just gives me like a happiness tingle. I don't know.
Just don't get attached to them, that's all, because sometimes they come and sometimes they don't come.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the struggle. Yeah.
Because what you want is not what appears. What you want is real emptiness. What you really want is emptiness is most beneficial for your mind.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Because they don't hurt the mind when they don't, they don't hurt the mind like things that appear. Things that appear, if they're good, they can hurt the mind when they don't appear, and the mind expecting them to appear. But with emptiness, you don't expect anything from emptiness.
Right. Okay,
but
I'm not sure.
Yeah, but if they come up, just be aware that they do, right? And try not to be attached to them. Just take them like the weather. If they should come, let them come. If they don't come, okay, no problem. Anatta, anicca.
So should nighttime be just emptiness in no dreams, nothing coming?
Well, when you dream, you cannot control the situation.
Okay.
Because there are many other factors that determine whether you have good dreams or bad dreams, or whether you have dreams or not. So don't worry about when you go to sleep and you have dreams.
Okay.
But generally speaking, your bad dreams come from your bad karma, and your good dreams come from your good karma. And when you have no dream, either your mind is tired or your mind is calm. You have no dream. But this is something you cannot force it to happen. You can only do, when you're awake, try to do good karma, try to do meditation. And then when you go to sleep, you are more likely to have good dreams than bad dreams.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Everything better now for you?
Things are improving, yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. No more questions?
No more questions.
Okay.
Thank
Good to
you.
see you.
Good to see you too, sir.
Okay. Really from Indonesia.
Good evening, Ajaan. Tonight I have a question. I would like to ask, since in so sometimes the monks might ask me to give a talk during the activities. So far, I try to refuse the request because I feel that if I have to give a talk, then it will stimulate a lot of thoughts, and then it might be a hindrance for my meditation. But then lately, there is a senior monk who gives the order to contribute a session during this temporary orientation program, so that maybe I can share my experience as a Meiji. So I try to refuse, but since he still persists, I feel it is inappropriate if I keep refusing. So finally, I agreed to give a session. And so far, I just give like a Q&A session about my experience. And I think in the future, they might request to give a Dhammatalk. So what is Thanachan's advice or comments about this? I mean, should I just try my best to refuse the request, or I just follow the request because I stay in the monastery?
Well, you have to see whether what you have to do will be in conflict with your practice or not. Will it harm your practice? Will it cause your practice to slow down or something? Then if that's the case, then maybe you don't want to do this teaching yet.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, if you're in a situation in which you have to do it because you're part of the organization and they want you to contribute, then you just might have to do it. Or you can have the option to go look for a new place.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, some of the condition here might not be suitable for meditation, but since so far I can't find other monastery which is be more supportive for meditation than this, so I feel okay, I just bear for time being. But and I also remember you said that I have to stay in one place for 5 years. But given the case, if let's say I can find another monastery which is more supportive, is it wise to try to go to the other monastery before the 5 years?
Well, if you find that where you are now is not beneficial for your practice, and then the place will be more beneficial, then yes, I think you should use this as a criteria for your decision. Your practice is what you should consider. Whether you staying where you are now is better, or going away is better.
Okay, but okay, if I find another place that I feel it might be better, I can just give it a chance. Is that right?
Well, I don't know if you want to continue and to finish your 5 year where you are. That's another option also. Because if you don't sure whether the new place will be better than this place, maybe it's not. But it's not good to go when you're not sure. But if you're sure that it's a better, quiet place, and you can have more time for your practice, then you should go. Because sometimes it might be like getting out of the frying pan and into the fire itself.
Sorry, again, Thanachan. I'm sorry.
There's a saying that you're getting out of the frying pan and end up in the fire.
Oh, I see.
So
yeah, that's what I'm afraid.
So either choices are just as bad. So if that's the case, it's better just to remain where you are.
Oh, I see. Okay, so if I can just manage so far, although sometimes there are some hindrances, but I feel that my practice, there is some progress here and there. I mean, that's what I feel.
Yeah, and it might also be a test for your patience, your endurance. Because if you keep running away from things, maybe when you go to the next place, you'll run into some issue and you don't want to face, and then you might run away again.
Yeah, that's what I think so too. Yeah, is it like this is really a training which is patience, not only
and learning to take things as they come.
Yeah, that's what I learned most here. Although I can't really get
things are not that you cannot always control the situation. Sometimes you just have to learn to accept this situation that falls upon yourself.
I see. Okay. So far, if I can't find another place which I'm sure that it is better, then I just bear with whatever here, and then given the situation that I have to contribute something, then rather than I make a conflict with the monastics here, I just follow.
Right.
Is that right?
Yeah, and also test your equanimity, how much equanimity you have.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Thanachan. I have another question, but if the time is
okay, it's all
not
right.
enough,
it's okay.
It's okay. Another question is about the 6 precepts, which is not eating after midday. Because sometimes we might have events that make the lunch quite close to 12. So I just heard that if let's say we start the meal before 12 o'clock and then we finish in one sitting, it doesn't consider to break the precepts. What is the Thanachan comment on this? And because this is the first time I heard, this practice.
Well, it depends on your interpretation of this practice. If you interpret it as to be timely, based on the clock, then you have to, if you eat after 12, then you're breaking the precept. But if you look at the precept purpose of eating, the purpose is not for you to eat too much and only eat about 2 meals around midday. So during the time of the Buddha, they don't have watches or clocks. So sometimes they just maybe rely on just their instinct, whether this is midday already or not. So if you look at it this way, then maybe eating after a few minutes after midday doesn't really matter. It doesn't change anything really. You still eat the same amount of food, right?
Yes, I still eat the same amount, just that sometimes I have to rush because it's 12, but I heard that it's okay as long as you start before 12. Well, okay. Yeah.
But sometimes people don't, they have to have something to measure their practice with this. They have to have a certain standard. So they use the clock as the standard.
I see. Okay. Another question is about paying respect. Sometimes some lay people wants to pay respect by bowing down namasakan. So I'm not sure whether it is proper or not, because I don't feel comfortable to be prostrated by lay people. But I'm not sure about this manner or rules.
As long as you don't demand on them what to do, whatever they want to do is fine. If they want to shake your hand and they want to prostrate, whatever, it's up to them.
I see. Okay, so just let them be.
You just remain ubeka, just let them do whatever they want to do.
Oh, okay, I see. And what about the gesture of Anjali? Is it not allowed for me to Anjali like this to the lay people? Because I heard that because you are now an 8 preceptors, you are not supposed to give respect to the one with 5 precepts.
I think these are just minor things you shouldn't worry about. If you want to show respect, you can show respect. It doesn't matter.
Oh, I see. Because I was admonished before.
I think actually you should think as a servant. You're not a preceptor. You're just a servant to everybody else.
Yeah, because I try to be like a servant, like you said. So I try to treat everybody like the same. I mean, I try to be a servant, but yeah, sometimes some people say, no, you are not supposed to do that because you
have to follow the established protocol. If you're not supposed to do it, then you don't do it. That's all.
Okay, I see. But I still keep in mind that I should be a servant to anyone.
Yeah, you shouldn't feel anything superior to anybody.
Okay.
But in the world of conventional things, they try to separate things into different categories. Some higher, some lower, some of you are equal. So you have to follow this protocol, this convention. But inside your mind should not feel superior to anybody.
Okay, understood, Ajaan. Very much. Thank you very much for your.
If you have to show respect, you show respect. If you have to receive respect from other people, receive respect from other people.
Okay.
Just look at the norm, where you are, how the norm is, and try to follow the norm. Don't try to be different.
Oh, okay. I see. Because like, let's say another practice. I mean, I try not to go out. So far, I haven't gone out from this monastery. But then a lot of people keep asking if like there are some invitation or activities in other places. Like keep asking why you never go. You should go, and I have to keep resist. Like they feel, oh, you are quite weird or something. Yeah, but yeah, so far I still can't resist just to stay and not go anywhere.
Yeah.
So it's like that, Ajaan.
If you want to become enlightened, you have to be different.
Okay, and that's what I always remember.
If you're the same, then you won't become enlightened. You'll be like them.
Yeah. So okay. That's I always remember that.
Look at the enlightened people. They're usually they're not like normal people.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, Ajaan, thank you very much for your guidance.
All right. I think that's all the people we have in the room. So we'll go to Facebook now for the final questions.
Yes, there are 8 questions from Facebook and 2 questions from Gmail named Assistant Ajaan Suchart. The first question from Chani Sam from Toronto. When practicing meditation, sometimes I close my eyes depending on the light reflecting in the room. I see patterns of images forming under the eyelid. It is the flow of breath or pulse that been highlighted by the light. What should I do when I see this? Ignore it and concentrate on the mantra or breath. Thank you.
That's right. You should ignore everything that appears when you meditate. Just focus on your meditation object only. Everything else is considered to be distraction and can cause you to lose concentration. So don't pay attention to anything that appears while you meditate. Just stay focused with your meditation object only.
Next question from Philip Yao from Singapore. Do Buddha and Arahant mind remain in the 31 planes of existence or beyond and out of the 31 planes of existence? Thank you.
They are outside of the 31 planes of existence. They are in Nibbana, which is a separate plane of existence.
Next question from Michael Dule. Why does my mind always lean toward complicating things instead of simplifying? Thank you.
It's your habit. You used to do things like this. You used to think like this. So you continue to think like this. So you have to break the habit by trying to be more simple.
Next question from Lee Tek Hua. Hi, Tan Ajaan. Some Buddhists believe in making aspiration. Is making aspiration in line with Buddha's teaching? Thank you.
Well, I think it's not aspiration in the word, the translate. I think they mean to have resolution. We have to have set up resolution before we can achieve anything. So resolution is important in Buddhist practices. Like you have to set up a resolution to keep the precept, for instance, to meditate every day. This is a resolution that you have to have before you can actually do the thing itself. If you don't have resolution, then you can flip-flop. Someday you feel like doing it, you do it. Someday you don't feel like doing it, you don't do it. But if you set up resolution, I want to meditate every day, for instance, then you are committed. You're tied by your resolution. You cannot excuse yourself when the time comes for you to meditate and you're not meditating, and you know you're breaking up your resolution. So resolution is good for people who are not yet determined enough. So there is something to force them to become more determined.
Next question from Lion Phone. Dear Ajahn, does our sleeping position matter? I have laid teachings that one should sleep on the right side, which I find challenging to maintain for an entire night, as it feels quite bad for the posture. Thank you.
Well, this is the posture the Buddha teach the monks to sleep on, laying on the right side of the body, because this position is like a lion sleeping. So he said monks should be lion sleeping at night, and this is a position that you can be more mindful when you wake up. As soon as you wake up, your mindfulness will come right away. And it's not lying on your back. This is the position of a dead person. But if you cannot, it doesn't matter. This is what the Buddha recommends to the monks. It's not something mandatory.
Next two questions from Yapto. Namaste Ajahn. How can someone attain Sotapanna?
By giving up your attachment to your body. Let the body get old, let the body get sick, and let the body die, and not be affected by it.
And can a Sotapanna still be angry and have lust?
Yes. A Sotapanna just let go of his attachment to just the body, the aging, sickness, and death of the body. You still have sexual desires and you still can get angry.
Next question from Aun. Hi Ajahn, I'm Abun from Penang, Malaysia. My question is how to differentiate the first jhana, second jhana, and third jhana when mindfulness focus to putto words. After few hours sitting meditation without disturbing by leg pain and numb is considered the first jhana. Sadhu.
Well, you don't really need to differentiate. All you want to do is just keep focusing on your meditation object, and whatever the result you have, just know that that's the result. You don't have to know the name of that result, what it is. It's not important, because it can lead you to mislabeling your result. If you don't know, then just don't worry about it. Just make sure that when you meditate, your mind becomes calmer and calmer. That's all you want.
Next question from Michael Dule. Why do I still crave for things when I know they cause suffering?
Because you don't have enough equanimity to resist your craving.
And last question from Francis Yip. Ajahn, I like to ask, is our desire or wish for our parents to be healthy is considered not good for my pursuit for enlightenment? My dad is very ill now, and I always hope he will get well. I know I can't stop nature or aging, but it hurts me to see him suffering from illness. What should I do?
You need equanimity to be able to remain unaffected by what by their situation. So you understand the truth, but you cannot accept the truth because you don't have equanimity. Because when you don't have equanimity, your cravings want the other way around. Your cravings want them to last longer, to live without any sickness. So you have to practice more meditation to get to more equanimity. Once you have strong equanimity, then you can just accept the reality of things and not feeling any bad. Okay, is that all the question for tonight?
Yes, that answers.
Okay, I think that's about it for tonight or today, whatever the case may be. Thank you for your participation. I hope this meeting have benefit you and help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, keep on practicing, and if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
Sadhu.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Sadhu, Ajahn.